Did you go on a date with her? A friend of mine is a director of the hospital. And he mentioned that his daughter is still single. So introduced you to her. You already invited her on a date right away, huh? That's my son. Well, yeah. She's totally my type, Mom. I thought it was an unparalleled opportunity. So, how is it going with her? Oh, it's perfect. She seems to like me too. When I asked to be my girlfriend with marriage in mind, she immediately said yes. That's amazing. You're not only excellent but also good with women. Thank you, Mommy. Marrying a beautiful and wealthy woman is the best. Yesterday, when I said I was broke before payday, she said for our date. Wow, she's so nice. Well then, let's start preparing for the divorce from that trashy wife. After all, being with the daughter of the director of a big hospital makes the loser useless. That's right. Susie is a school dropout, and her parents are also poor, self-employed people. If I can marry a woman from a wealthy family, I want to break up with Susie soon. That's right. Let's kick that wife out quickly. You, and Ellie, who graduated from a top university, and your current wife don't much. But can I really divorce so easily? It's not like there's a major problem with Susie. And I can't just ask for a divorce because I found a new girlfriend. I can't be honest about it, right? Susie, despite her appearance, can be quite frightening when angry. It's okay. I have a good idea. Huh? Leave it to me, son. I'll make sure that you get the divorce. How do you plan to ensure the divorce? Oh dear, I'll keep it a secret for now. What is it? Are you planning to use methods you can't tell me about? Well, it's just part of the excitement. I'll make sure it's a success, so don't worry. I'll create a situation where divorce is unavoidable. Mom, you're scheming something, aren't you? But I know you are the smartest mom. I trust you. I'll leave everything to you. If the plan succeeds, you have made a great match. As a mother, I can enjoy a comfortable life too. Oh, that sounds great, Mommy. Fortunately, your wife and I get along for now. So she won't suspect that I'm trying to get you a divorce. I'll go to your house today and start with my plan. You tell her you have a certain business trip or something. And make sure you don't come home today. Got it. I will tell her I won't be back until tomorrow evening. I'll send her a message now. Mom, you're such an amazing mother as always. I can't wait to hear the good news. Leave it to me. I'll make sure we have enough money for the wedding preparations. We won't live in a crumpled apartment like now. We might even move into a newly built mansion right after the wedding. I can't wait. Mom! What, Susie? What's going on?
You seem flustered after all. Were you surprised to see me alive?
What are you talking about?
Mom, you did it, didn't you?
Huh? I'm asking what you're talking about.
Don't play innocent, please. You knew I can't drink alcohol. Yet you made me drink beer, right?
Huh? You can't drink? I thought an uneducated woman like you loves alcohol, you know.
Stop joking around. When I introduced myself to you before, I mentioned that my body can't tolerate alcohol. Besides, educational background and alcohol are not related.
Well, it was a long time ago. I've forgotten about it.
I've mentioned it every time we've met. So yesterday, when you came to the house, I refused when you offered me a beer. You insisted, saying, it was a beer that even I can drink. You forced me to drink, didn't you? So I thought it was non-alcoholic beer or something. But it turned out to be real beer. Thanks to that, I lost consciousness on the spot. You left me and quickly went home, right?
I'm sorry about that. I thought you were tired and had fallen asleep. That's why I left you alone. But now, if you're messaging like this, you're fine drinking beer after all.
I'm at the hospital now. My friend got worried because she couldn't reach me last night. So she came to check on me at home. She found me collapsed on the floor and took me to the hospital. My husband said he had a sudden business trip and hasn't come home. If my friend had not found me, I might have been in the outer life by now.
Damn it, it was close.
What?
No, it's nothing.
It was close? You did it on purpose, didn't you?
What?
You knew I couldn't drink. You forced me to drink alcohol. And when I lost consciousness, you left me alone. That's what happened, right?
I can't help it. Well, I will tell you now. I don't like you. So I thought I'd give you a little pushback.
You don't like me? I thought we had gotten along well with each other. When Jake and I decided to get married, you told me that you were glad to have a good-natured wife like me. After we got married, we went on different trips together. You even came to visit us after we got married. So I thought you didn't have any problems with me.
What an idiot! Of course, I was acting. I was just playing the kind mother-in-law for the sake of my son. I always hated you for seducing my son.
What?
Think about it. My son is an elite graduate from a top university, and I'm ashamed that his wife is a high school dropout. Your words and actions reveal your poor upbringing. It's getting on my nerves.
I am a high school dropout, but I'm working now, and I'm a decent person. I don't think I've done anything to be judged like that.
You may be decent now, but you're still a high school dropout. I put up with it for a long time, and I was doing my best. But now that my husband has passed away, I no longer have to force myself to be nice to you. It's just too stressful to smile at someone you don't like.
But even if you didn't like me, sending me to the hospital on purpose is too much.
My God, I screwed up. I should have given you something with a higher alcohol content than beer.
How could you say that? If you had done something like that, it could have been worse.
I, for one, think my son's marriage is a failure. My son should have found a more suitable wife. Instead, he married a high school dropout loser. I wish he'd just get the divorce.
Even if that's what you feel. If Jake and I didn't intend to divorce, there's nothing you can do about it.
That's why I made you drink. If only you were gone, my son can marry another woman. And yet, you were rushed to the hospital? Jesus Christ, sis. You were really annoying.
I can't believe you. Mom, do you know what you're saying?
Yes, and I'm serious. A mother must protect a son from a woman like you. I would do anything to make him happy.
No matter how much you hate me, Jake chose me as his wife. I'll tell him what you did.
Do what you want. I don't think telling my son will help you.
If he finds out his mother is such a cruel person, I'm sure he would be shocked. You might be disowned by Jake.
That's unfortunate. But my son agrees with me.
What?
I guess you don't know anything about this. My son wants to leave you. To help him get what he wants. I just helped him to get a divorce from you.
You're kidding.
Susie, please leave my son. Or I'll really show no mercy next time.
No way. Wait a minute. Let me talk to Jake directly.
I said it's useless. He didn't even come to visit you when you were in the hospital, did he?
That's just because he was on an urgent business trip and I couldn't reach him. If he knew I was hospitalized, he would rush over to see me.
No, my son will never come back to you. He wants to leave you as soon as possible. If you love my son, please let my son go as soon as possible.
So, it's your fault that I can't get in touch with Jake? You told him not to contact me, didn't you?
No, I didn't. Don't get me wrong. It's entirely his decision. So, how long are you going to be in the hospital? While you're in the hospital, I'll pack up your stuff and send it to your parents' house.
On the contrary, how long do you want to stay in the hospital?
What?
I will never forgive you for what you did to me.
What? What can you do when you're in a hospital? You should realize that you're a scumbag wife who doesn't deserve my son. And agree to the divorce right now.
Alright, that's it. No more games. You dirty bastard!
What? What's that attitude?
Oops, it's nothing. Excuse me. I was really shocked. Until then, my mother-in-law had always been kind to me. I thought that we would continue to get along well with each other. But in fact, she hated me. She wanted to separate me from my husband. And she was so cruel that she tried to make me disappear and forced me to leave him. As she said, I am a high school dropout. But I worked diligently now. It was through my work that I met my husband. When he proposed to me, he said he didn't care about my educational background. He told me that he fell in love with my personality. So I wish he had at least taken my side. I was disappointed. The last I heard from him was that he had to go on an urgent business trip. He didn't respond to my calls or messages, even though I was hospitalized in an emergency. He didn't even come to visit me in the hospital. Now, it feels that all the things that Mom said are true. That my husband wanted to leave me. I began to distrust my husband more and more. A mother-in-law trying to make the wife cry, and a husband who does not care about his wife. I decided to get a divorce, and I promised myself to take revenge on them.
Susie, are you going to be in a hospital for a while? Have you decided to get divorced?
Yes, I have. I'm divorcing my husband.
Well, that's wonderful. You're not very smart. I thought you'd be more stubborn than you are. But thank God, you're more understanding than I thought.
I feel sad that we're put in ways like this. There's no point in being a family with a mother and son who treat me as a nuisance.
You're right. You are a nuisance. I'll tell my son that you've agreed to the divorce. And we'll get that paperwork started right away. Oh, now I can see a bright future for me and my son. Thank you, Lord. I feel great.
I see. How long do you think that feeling will last?
I'm telling you, when you get out of the hospital, just go back to your parents' house, okay?
Why?
Jake decided to move out of the apartment where you used to live. My son will stay with me for a while. Of course, don't come burdening on us, okay? I don't want to see your face, ever. We're happy that Jake finally got a divorce. But I feel bad if my hateful ex-wife comes to our house.
I see. So you really want to get rid of me, don't you? Well, of course you do. Jake was unfaithful to me.
What? What are you talking about?
You're right. I thought it was strange. My husband rarely goes on business trips. But on the day I was taken to the emergency room, he had to go on a sudden business trip.
What are you talking about? My son is hardworking and his boss expects a lot of him. He may be asked to work unexpectedly.
And when I tried to contact him, he didn't respond at all. I was convinced. My husband is keeping secrets from me.
But how can you say that when you're in a hospital? You just slept in a hospital bed the whole time.
The daughter of the director of Central Hospital.
What?
A friend of mine told me when she came to visit me. She told me Jake was holding hands with a woman. She even showed me a picture of it. It's terrible, isn't it? His wife is in the hospital, you know. He ignores my calls, and he's on a date with another woman with the goofy looks on his face. Apparently, that woman is rich. He probably thought he'd divorce me and married her.
But how? How did you know that she's the director's daughter?
Mom, I have many friends in my hometown. Don't you know that?
Huh?
The picture of my husband with another woman. I sent it to every friend I could think of. One of them said she knew her. She used to live in the neighborhood. But that doesn't mean they were friends.
Of course not. There's no way your friend and the director's daughter can be friends. It's impossible.
She's the daughter of a family that runs a big hospital. If he could marry her, he would have a rich life. Of course you loved that idea, didn't you? You must have wanted to get her as a new wife.
Well, if you know that much, I will admit now. Yes, I want my son to marry her. If he gets married to the director's daughter, my son will automatically be rich. And I'll be able to enjoy all the luxuries too.
I see. So you were thinking about parenticizing her.
Excuse me? Parenticizing? How dare you to say that to me? To have my son and his wife take care of me. It is natural right of parents. Besides, with you gone, we'd get a few life insurance payout.
Wow, I didn't realize you were thinking about that far ahead. You were a total scumbag.
Call it what you want. Either way, my son is getting a divorce. My son will marry the director's daughter and live an elegant life with me. Well, you can just sit back and watch.
By the way, you're at home now, right? Alone?
What? Yeah. I'm the only one at home. What about it?
Just look out a window for a minute.
Huh? What?
Isn't it busy outside the house?
What? I mean, what's going on? There's a bunch of scary-looking guys surrounding the house.
Oh, really? Is it because you did something bad? Maybe they're outside to punish you?
Punish me? Don't tell me you sent them here. Jesus Christ, sis. Everyone looks so scary. They're all staring at me and I'm scared. Who the hell are these people?
They're all my friends.
What?
I told you I have a lot of friends in my hometown. They are my homies.
Homies? You were in a gang or something? I always thought you used strange words. You finally revealed your true colors. Bringing this gangster here. What the hell are you trying to do?
I still remember. When you asked me how long I would be in the hospital, I replied, on the contrary, how long do you want to stay in the hospital?
Are you thinking of sending your friends after me to send me to the hospital?
That's up to you. If you don't want to be hospitalized, go to the police yourself.
What? Do you want me to turn myself in?
What you did, it is a crime, right? I was forcibly made to drink alcohol that I couldn't handle. And as a result, I was rushed to the hospital with acute alcohol poisoning. If you don't want to go to the police, I'm sure you'll be in a lot of pain. So, what's your decision?
I don't want to either. If I have to go to the police, it would ruin my son's plan to marry a rich man's daughter. It would ruin everything.
You're still talking like that at this point. But I'm sorry. Whether you get caught or not, Jake can't marry the director's daughter.
What?
I told you that one of my friends knows her. So my friend told her everything.
About what?
That Jake was hitting on her, pretending that he was single. The director's daughter was furious. She said she'd never marry him and never wanted to see him again.
Oh no.
And it was you who introduced her. You were not that close with the director. The director didn't know that Jake was married. So you took advantage of that and tried to get him married to the director's daughter, right? I didn't know you'd go that far just for money. I'm disappointed. Furthermore, you tried to make me disappear because I will get in the way of your son's remarriage. That's not a very human thing to do.
No. This is all my son's plan. It's not my fault.
What?
The truth is, I don't want to do this either. But my son asked me to do it. He wanted to marry the daughter of a rich man, so he asked me to do something about his wife. He wants a divorce before she finds out that Jack's married. He said he needed my help to do that. So, I had no choice but to get too drunk.
You're an asshole, you know that. You're blaming your own son?
Please believe me. I was just used by my son.
Don't be ridiculous. It's too late to lie now. Why don't you look back at your messages? You wrote yourself that you were going to make me disappear. The director's daughter also testified that you tricked her. No matter how hard you try, it's all your fault.
Susie, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll apologize, but can you let it go this time? I don't care if you don't divorce my son. I'll be nicer to you from now on, so please. I don't want you to get in trouble with the police. And while you're at it, would you please tell your friends outside to go home?
What? Do you really think it's going to be that easy? I'm done arguing with you. So I'm going to ask my friend to drag you to the police.
Don't do that.
Then you'd better admit your guilt and get caught.
If it's going to be like this, I shouldn't have let you drink the alcohol. I'm too old to be in trouble with the police. My life is over.
No. Your life is just beginning. I'm going to change your alimony as well as Jake.
Alimony? I going to be able to pay for it? I'm living on a pension.
Then why don't you work? You and your scumbag son. I'm going to make sure you two scum pay for your sins. In the end, Teresa was arrested because I reported the incident. My friends who were surrounding her house went home that night. I'm thankful to all my friends who gathered for me this time. Although everyone used to be thugs, they are all currently earnest working members of society. To scare Teresa, they pulled out the outfit they used to wear in the past. Meanwhile, I was safely discharged from the hospital, and Jake and I got divorced. Of course, I demanded alimony from him and his mother. However, Teresa was unemployed, and Jake had to quit his job because the rumor of the incident spread to his workplace. Both of them had to borrow money to pay the alimony. They thought they were going to live a lavish life after marrying a rich woman. Instead, they were forced to pay off their debts every day. Now, they work part-time from morning till night, and both of them are exhausted. I think they got what they deserved.